Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am God, and I manifest the words I speak. My message for you today, people, is for you to develop your leadership skills. I choose this topic today because, again, anything that's worthwhile, like any decent goals, you can't have any amazing life without your ability to deal and interact with people. And one of the easiest and best way I know how to do that is to encourage you to develop your ability to lead. Because, for any big or significant goal, you must have that ability to inspire and motivate, and most important, to lead people to the visions that they have in mind. Now, how do you develop that? Let's first of all talk about some of the characteristics that I believe that each leader should have. And the way I'll talk about it is by talking about leaders that I admire. And I think that's the easiest way to really help you to develop your leadership ability, is if you know what it looks like, then it's much easier for you to do it, Now, one of the leaders I've always admired is Aelladun. I respect and admire this man because whenever he went to war, he always had a fleet of ships. And whenever he get to the shores to go fight his enemies, what he did was he literally burnt all the ships. He burnt all the ships because he wanted his people to know there's no retreat. There's no option but either to win and take the spoils, or you fail and or die. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but for me specifically, people, that take a massive amount of courage, man, and confidence in oneself to be able to do that. And I admire that about Aelladun. I also admire the leadership of Nanny. Again, she's a national. I got 3 heroes out of Jamaica I'll talk about. One of them is Nanny. I admire Nanny because, think about it for a second. Back in the 1800s or 1700s, whatever period that she was there, it's like you have to realize that, look, man, for one, for her to lead the Maroons as a woman, it just shows an incredible amount of, zest and passion, you know what I'm saying, and skills, because it's like she not only just led the Maroons, but she led the Maroons to defeat the British in Jamaica, to have them form a treaty to give them, to make some kind of negotiation for peace. My point is, though, is that she was able to make that happen. She was able to lead her people. It was also known, of course, I thought it was one of the coolest things that she's known to catch bullets, people. And I always admired it. I was like, wow, man, I just thought that was very impressive. And it was always cool growing up as a kid, just hearing that about Nanny. Now, the other person I admire, people, is, is Marcus Garvey. I admire Marcus Garvey, man. I figured out something recently that I thought was extremely impressive. Now, this man is known as the leader of the Pan Am movement, but I just realized recently that he has never been to Africa. So, what I admire about Marcus Garvey is the passion he had for a vision that he have never seen. You know what I'm saying? He had a vision to really help black people around the world to move back to Africa, for a continent he ain't never been on. So that take a certain level of passion, and just shows me how tapped in he was with the spirit of God that's inside of him, for him to really be able to maintain the motivation and passion for that vision right there, So I admire that, to really be able to be that passionate about something that you you never seen with your eyes. I thought that was amazing. I also, of course, respect Sam Sharp. This is the slave right here back in the Christmas Rebellion in the Montego Bay and the plantation, where he said, look, man, I'm either going to be free, but I would rather die than be a slave. And I just thought that that's take a tremendous amount of courage, and also just to really, be an example for the people that looked up to him, to be like, look, man, you can either compromise and be willing to accept things you don't want, or you stand up for the things you believe in and be willing to die for it if that's what it came to. I admire that, people. That's a level of courage that you don't see very commonly. you know. I also admire Nelson Mandela, man, out of South Africa. You know, I admire this man because the thing that he spent decades in prison and continue to help his people while he was in prison, experiencing all kind of conditions, and to overcome all those odds, people, and to become president of his country. I think that's not only admirable, but I thought that's very impressive and amazing. And I admire that about Nelson Mandela, is the patience that he had and the fortitude to keep on pushing forward regardless of the obstacles that he dealt with over that long period of time, people. That take massive endurance and ability to keep on moving forward, man, in spite of all the challenges. So I admire that. Also admire Gandhi, you know, out of India, man. I respect this man because regardless of whatever people believe is about the man, I admire the fact that, look, man, he was willing to sacrifice for himself, for his people, to get on one accord and uniting millions of people to think about, to focus on similar goals and vision. I thought that was very amazing, and I was also very impressed by that. People, the lesson I want you to get from all of this today is this, is that right now I'm focusing on leadership, but you can use this for anything, man. You need to find people that's real, that you know of, that have experienced the things that you admire or the things that you want to include in your life as you create the amazing version of yourself. See, again, we know we think in pictures, and why not pick real people, characters that we know about that have done these things, people, and throughout their lives, you know, and talk about the things that you want to adapt from these people. The things I share with you is the things that I pray that I develop for myself as I go on my journey to be the greatest leader that ever lived, you know, as I look to transform this world over time. People, that is the entire message today, man. Really focus on developing yourself every single day, and don't rely on just books, man. Use your common sense, man. I want you to look around you, make things make sense to you. I want you to find mentors that have the qualities or characteristics that you admire, and really get busy practicing applying those in your life, people. This is how you create the new version of yourself, you know. With that being said, people, my declaration over your life, number 1 is that you are a millionaire. Number 2 is that you're married to the person of your dreams. Number 3, people, is that you have amazing health and you're in the best shape of your life, you know. My prayer for you today, people, is that you really heed this message, man. I want you to learn how to lead people, become a great leader, even if it's just in your family. Be a great leader, even if it's just for your household, for your wife and kids, etc., vice versa. Be a leader, man. Everybody have that ability in them, and I'm encouraging you to take hold of that and get busy applying that and become that for yourself. God bless y'all, man. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk tomorrow.